Good afternoon and welcome to Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. We're looking just at the famous globe at this point in time, which they do actually have one of these in Hollywood as well. It's a little bit different. It's more of a silvery one, a little bit smaller. So each one has their own signature. Over the back there, that's all Islands of Adventure. And this is all part of the CityWalk there. Got boats at the landing there taking you to all the hotel resorts surrounding there. Hard Rock Cafe over the back there with the dome there. And right over to the side onto the right here, we've got the famous Universal Studios arches. It will then take you into the park itself. So here's a look inside the park, heading towards the old Terminator building there. Terminator 2 3D, I believe it was, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And that's that grey bluey one right at the end there, the one that says Beverly Hills on it, on your left, just at the top there. Now a lot of these, they are sort of like a facade, but there is something else inside there. Rather than being shops and everything, it's probably the inside of an attraction or something that's overspilled somewhere, but they all have some sort of purpose of some sorts. So this is the Beverly Hills section right here. There's various different themed areas all over the park, and it's quite a large park as well. There's plenty to do here, but most attractions are all hidden within these buildings one way or another. And it's one look at the architecture there. These, as I say, this is a facade. You can't walk into that shop at all. It might hold, I don't know what's inside there. Some of them might be just simply facades with nothing on the other side. But they might house something else that you would enter from another access point. And plenty of palm trees as well. Yeah, very Beverly Hillsy. There we go, Five and Dime. We've all heard of a Five and Dime. There we go. They're nice, aren't they? And they're wonderful, these buildings. The Beverly Wilshire. I think Wilshire is, isn't that the tallest building in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles? Only because it's got a mast at the top there, which just brings it that few extra feet above the other tallest building that's there. Ralph's. If you look down underneath on the path there, you've got the stars, the Walk of Fame stars. Of course, the fire hydrants, they should be gold, shouldn't they? I'm sure the fire hydrants in real Beverly Hills are gold. So there we go, the horror makeup show. Do go to see that one. It's not necessarily down to all horror. It is down to horror, but it's more of a laugh actually at the end of the day. It's a comedy show, and it runs several times throughout the day. So if you want a good laugh, go in there. I know it sounds funny, the horror show, but have a good laugh. But it's all made very comical for everybody, the whole family. Now, behind there, a studio, I'm sure I went there to see them putting together the making of Armageddon years ago. They don't seem to open those areas to the public anymore. I'm sure it was there that we had the walk-round tour of Armageddon. That was the one with Bruce Willis, wasn't it? And I didn't know who was in it at the time. This looks more like a sort of a traditional fun video. Look at the colours here though, isn't this wonderful? This is where your Simpsons area is here. And it's lovely, isn't it? No finer way to waste 3 minutes. Hot dogs. All sorts of side stalls there to win a prize. Help Santa's little helper.
Sorry, can we use my phone?
And that's a facade of the Simpsons simulator ride, and that was the place of the old Back to the Future ride there, so it's exactly the same bits and pieces inside there that elevate you and take you on the ride, but it's all themed around the Simpsons. Heading towards the Men in Black area. Around this area they also used to have the Jaws ride, which I quite enjoyed, but that's no longer here anymore. It's around this sort of area.
They got two there.
Do they have my other one? I still have my other one on. I've got nothing. They've got nothing busy.
They've got high C. That's not busy. That's G3.
Yeah, G3. Just sugar.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Beautiful blue skies here, warm and sunny. There we go, that over the back there, that you can see those towers. I think they still stand actually in the New York's 1964 World's Fair, and it's still on the site there, on the entrance. But that was something, a few obelisks that were built along with that giant globe that they had there, and I think that's still there as well. And I think that giant globe was called the Unisphere. It's all part of the Men in Black ride. The pre-show starts you off in the 1964 World's Fair for whatever reason. I can't remember now, but I do remember going. It's one of those shoot them up. I suppose similar to the Buzz Lightyear type of idea. Your car spins around, faces at targets, and you fire at them. But I would prefer actually to sit back and let the ride do the work for me and enjoy the ride. Otherwise I'm thinking about shooting the targets and not taking in the scenery really. Lots of nice pleasant walks here. This little bit reminds me of Seaworld, just this little walk along this area. What do you think? Sort of resembles it a little bit, doesn't it?
35. There you go. 315 is your return. Thank you.
Yeah, they have a lake right in the centre of here, so basically you are walking around the perimeter of the lake that they've got there. And at night time I think they do still have the stunt show on there. That's your Fear Factor live. I would not want to take part in that, but I have seen people, although they're safe and they're in harnesses and things like that, what they are expected to do is quite scary. I'm taking some of the detail, including like the lamps and the lampposts.
There's Richard's burgers, not that you want burgers, but they might. Well, up here. Oh, you can go there if you want to.
So that's where we were just a few moments ago at the Simpsons Krusty Land area.
Yeah. Okay. There's places up here to eat. I'm sure that's the place.
Carry on walking further up. The right side you used to have, like, was it the earthquake ride? That's the one where you went on the train. It took you so far, the underground train, and then everything was supposed to collapse from the city above you in San Francisco, and trains were supposed to fall down and come off their rails, and lightning and electricity was sparking everywhere. A big gush of water was coming towards you. Fire, the whole lot. It was quite a good ride, good attraction. And of course Twister, they used to have Twister here as well. Don't know if they still have the DeLorean and the Wild West train from Back to the Future. There's your restrooms up there. There's plenty of restrooms around the place as well, but you'll find that in all the parks here. Very important.
Yes.
Yeah, for first timers, I mean, you probably need a good 2 days to explore Universal Studios, but then again you can get a multi-day park hopper for both the parks. So you've got Islands of Adventure as well, which is the park next door, so you can come out the park gates here at the top, walk over through CityWalk and come straight into another theme park, which is the Universal Islands of Adventures. So you've got things like the Mummy Returns here, which is quite a reasonably good thrill ride. It's a looping coaster. And then you've got the rocket coaster as well, as the Rip Ride rocket coaster. Take a look at that in a minute. There's a lighthouse just ahead there, looks very similar to the one in Disney Springs. What do you think? Was that the Crab Shack, wasn't it? Just see over the back there, the rocket ride, the roller coaster with the loop right in the centre there. Here we go, Transformers 3D ride. They do like to get you to put your belongings into a locker before riding these rides. Mel's Drive-In Diner. They've got these all over America, but this is the first one I remember seeing. I like the colours of it as well. Been in there, have many. It's just all fast food. It's all burgers, fries, hot dogs, sodas, tea, coffee, and I think if they still got them, they had these little jukeboxes on the table. You called it up on there, and then it played it over the bigger system. Look at these wonderful retro 1950s cars. Isn't that wonderful? These have always been here since I remember. there. That's now the Shrek. They call it the 4D. It's actually 3D. Your seats move around and everything. I believe that also used to be the site of the old Alfred Hitchcock area. So you'd have like pre-shows and things like that. They'd go through the Psycho, pick someone from the audience, and then you'd see bits of the birds in 3D and things like that. And then afterwards, you get a guy talk to you and take you there. There's the rocket ride there. Is it the Rip Ride rocket? Have I got that right? It moves quite quickly. There it goes.
Big stage, isn't it?
Monsters Cafe. I like their advertising slogan at the top there with all the Universal Studios monsters. There we go. That's the Universal Frankenstein's monster. Looks very similar to Herman Munster, doesn't it? The sort of that flat head look. And a nice little park here. Look at that.
There is something to do with Jimmy Fallon. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Yeah, just a nice walk around, and you can see so much. I've said this before, and I'll say it again, but it is really it's just nice just to walk around. But it's also quite nice to go on the rides as well.
What is this?
So, right?
Yeah.
It's a 3D motion simulator.
Okay, right.
It's going to be around the corner from the gift shop to the right.
Okay, thank you. We'll use that first and then we'll...
A few sound stages about.
Is it round to the right here?
These are the biggest competitor to Disney World out here, and they're growing all the time. Yes, it's not just Walt Disney World that has their parades. They also have them here in Universal as well. It's all taken from the film Despicable Me, and they do have their own simulator ride here, which is Minions Mayhem. Watching all this back in Beverly Hills again. Secret Life of Pets. cracks me up, the dog's at the bottom there. In circles. Just look at this wonderfully preserved retro yellow cab. That is beautiful, isn't it? And the colour is outstanding. It's got its own parking meter here as well. Go. You can just see we're just inside the entrance to Universal because there's one of the arches there. Back out then onto the forecourts with the Universal Studios globe. Really good for the photo opportunities. And back out into Universal CityWalk. You see the lighthouse behind there in from Islands of Adventure. NBC Sports Bar. This will take you to one or two of the resort hotels here via the shuttle ferry.
Is it going to the right here?
So it's now early evening, and this is when CityWalk starts to come alive, really. Plenty to do and see, including, was it a 20-screen cinema as well? Lots and lots of places to eat, all the top places. Gift shops, other attractions. Hard Rock Cafe over the road there. Thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe to my channel so you're up to date with all my latest. See you all again very soon on YouTube. Cheers, thanks, bye.